All right, all right. So, hello, hello. We are back with another episode of Devrel Livestreams. And today I have two amazing guests with me. One of them is Ayush and the other is Francesco. Both of them are from MetaMask, to your surprise. And they're going to be talking all about MetaMask Agent Wallet, right? So before we get into the stuff and before I ask them how they're doing, I just want to give a 30-second info about what this stream is all about. So this is Devrel Live Streams. It's a series that I run weekly, and it's going to be turning into something else in 2 weeks, by the way. Stay tuned. Anyways, I interview or I ask some boring questions and some fun questions to my guests, and my guests are usually kings and queens of their respective sectors or whatever those things are called. So I host all the cool people and I ask them all the cool questions. Previously, I have hosted people from Ethereum Foundation, Monet Foundation, Alchemy, and today we have MetaMask. And we had some builders, some solo people, some Darrells from other projects, and so on. So stay tuned. Maybe follow Monet underscore dev. And yeah, that's all about it. So
Cool.
without further ado, welcome. How are you doing, Francesco?
It's all good, Port. Thanks for the invite. And I need to say, it's a bit strange speaking with like a lobster face right now.
Yes, same.
I don't know if we ever do. I mean, we're doing a lot of live stream, but
First
that's
live
definitely
stream.
like the first one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Exciting,
First
exciting.
live stream.
yeah.
First live stream hosted by the lobster. There you are.
So let me tell you the story of this. So we were hosting the multiverse hackathon, right? And OpenClaw was a big thing back then. And I was trying to find something fun, something that could get people hooked, right? There are lots of live streams and you don't click on them, but hey, I installed some apps and found this very badly designed lobster face. I don't know how it's designed this way. It doesn't even fit the freaking screen. So I equipped this, and it was kind of like a joke for the first one, but the more I used it, the more it kind of became my personality. And I had an OpenClaw agent with this profile picture on X, and it was running on my Raspberry Pi, and it was posting for me. It was reviewing people's like hackathon projects. It was very useful until Daddy Elon decided to ban it. So now I am just me. I don't have an agent, and the agent era is kind of that in terms of like setting up. In terms of like buying a Mac Mini. Yeah, Mac Mini to run an agent. Anyways, so that's the story of this lobster face. By the way, it's weird to see myself as a lobster. I wish my mouth like kind of moved when I talk, but I think I can create a custom filter. This is Snapchat, by the way. This is just Snapchat. I'm streaming to from my phone to the computer. So this is how I lobsterify myself, if it makes sense. Um, and yeah, I'll look into how I can be a better lobster so that I can give more feedback, because the only feedback you can get is like my throat moving, which is a terrible thing for like human to human communication. Anyways, enough with the silly stuff. So before we move to anything, I'd like to ask how Ayush is doing as well. Ayush, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for asking and inviting here. It's like good to see like the talking with an open claw agent live.
Yeah. Yeah. Great question, Ayush. I think you can do it. I don't know how to talk like an agent. I do you also instruct your agent to to not talk like an agent? Because I do that.
I think there was also like a couple of skills that can instruct your agent to talk like Guilfoyle from the like if you
Oh
have
yeah.
seen this, right. And those are also like kind of funny than the Kevin from the office, like so they talk
Ah,
like in like broken words. So I think
yeah.
like yeah, that's pretty cool. I always like instruct my agent to not use like hyphens and em dash and all those things
Oh shit.
whenever
Yeah.
talking, and be more friendly tone and not like professional and a semantic tone.
Yeah. The notorious M dash. Anyways. let's get back to business. So, I have the list of boring questions. So let me scroll it up into my view. Yeah. So, the first question is like, by the way, it's amazing to host MetaMask here. So when I first started this, I wouldn't think that I would be able to like host you two here to talk about MetaMask agent wallet. So thank you for coming here to talk about MetaMask agent wallet with me. The stream will be like 50% real info and 50% silliness. So bear with let's have some fun. And this reminds me about some experiment that Patrick Collins, was it right, the Devrel, he was it Patrick Collins, Patrick,
Yes.
yeah, Patrick Collins. So he was doing some silly stuff in his videos, and he was getting like terrible comments, bad comments about the silliness, the jokes, the dad jokes. So he did one or two videos without any jokes, and they got very little views, very few views. So the dad jokes and the silliness kind of works. So yeah, bear with me, and let's get to know each of you. Then I'm gonna ask you the big question of what MetaMask agent wallet is. So um, let's go alphabetically here. Ayush, so could you give us a little bit of intro and a background on yourself?
Hi everyone, Ayush here. So as like Port mentioned, like I work at the MetaMask and I work in the Devrel team, and I especially look around like the agent wallet and the smart accounts. So if you like have any questions around the agent wallet or like around the agents or smart accounts, I think like you can reach out to me in the DMs. And for my like previous info, I used to work as a Devrel at like Web3 Auth, which got acquired by MetaMask like last year. And before that, I was a software engineer for more than 3 years for a wallet company.
Oh, sure. That's a packed background. That's amazing. All right. The same question to Francisco. Give us a quick intro and a bit of your background, please.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mark my, I think, 5 years and a half in MetaMask consensus today, and before that, I was in enterprise blockchain. Yeah, I ranged different kind of like different technical roles, but I think like definitely like focus myself around like developer relation, DevX, and community building. I think like building authentic communities around a specific product, especially technical communities, is something I'm very passionate about. And yeah, I'm excited also the entire kind of like agent era, because it's supercharging all our kind of like DevX experiences. From like scrolling down to every docs pages is now basically like giving everything to your Hermes and kind of like unplugging, digesting. So I think like the planning, sometimes the pre-planning mode is even like more important. So I'm excited to speak about MetaMask Agent Wallet, our new kind of like elephant in the room, and that we kind of like went live last week. So let's do
Yeah,
it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah! I'm very excited as well. Yeah, let's go. The first question and the most important is, and please take it away however you want from here, so that I can clip this. By the way, let me talk about the format here. So I have a little script, little front end that I use to clip short form video content out of the stream, right? So the more hooky you talk, the more clips we get, right? So if you're gonna talk about one thing like in 10 minutes, you should just wrap it up in like 30 seconds at the start of your segment, so that the software clips it, or I can clip it, right? So imagine the goal here is to get short form video content out to X, because no one watches an hour long live stream anymore. That's like very old fashioned. Anyways, so whatever you do, be hooky, for like very short sentences, so that I can clip them and push them to X. And the question is, what is MetaMask Agent Wallet?
You want to take it? Just go.
Oh, go for it,
I
go for
think
it.
you have answered this question.
I will add on top. I think like yeah.
Yeah, I think like if you want to sum it in one sentence, it's basically like giving the power to the agent for execution layer on the blockchain, so it can execute any kind of transaction and solves the problem of security. That's what agent wallet is in a nutshell.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect clip. So now we go into what it is in like more detail, or I can like go on with another question. Do you want to
Yeah, I
take it
That's
mean,
away,
like, yeah, I think we
I
or
can
mean,
like talk a bit more also, like what it does and like how what are the problems, right? Like we face, that was the reason for the Asian wallet to be one of the product in the MetaMask as well. I think Francesco might have like the good insights like on the leadership and thoughts behind why we wanted it and the problems we faced.
yeah, I think, I mean, the why, I think it's super, super important, right? I think like one thing to add to Ayush was obviously like the idea is to bring like a fully self-custodial wallet for agents, and kind of like ranging this to different products, right? From like swap perps, prediction market, but mostly like digestible for agents, right? And I think like one part that I can emphasize more is doing all this inside limits that you define. So I think like we will kind of like touch around guardrails a little bit more, but I'm definitely like also super keen to deep down a bit like why agent need guardrails in the first place, and why are super important, especially when you run a use case like trading, right? Um, the question that I think Ayush mentioned a bit is like the kind of like the why now, right? And I think like we mentioned multiple times, but first is obviously like a category that is like forming. We see different like agent wallet, different CLIs popping almost every day. It's almost like the layer two send the DEX era, right? You're waking up in the morning and you see a new layer two, you see a new DEX, right? But I think like there is, yeah, yeah, right. There is different architecture, different way to do things, and I think also and obviously different like product types that are either a CLI or the agent wallet is actually targeting. I think this is one main part, right? I think the other part is we need definitely like stronger let's say security guardrails around agentic transactions, right? So agentic kind of like use case. I remember back in was that in January, February, we were actually leading to East Denver, and there was the Owaki, Kevin Owaki. I think if he hears us, shout out to him, right? But Kevin Owaki bought. I remember he got kind of like social engineered and exposed by the, I think like the security phrase was just
no
a test.
way?
Was
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, it
remember
was
that.
yeah, he tweeted out. He actually started the kind of like full convo around it, and he also like started to think about, okay, this is kind of like World Wide West, like, and I think like exposing your private key by a very easy social engineering hack within your orchestrator, or was even OpenClaw at the time, right? Was a big part of like the game. Why? We needed to kind of like come into like the game, right? So I think this is the second main part, and I think like the third kind of like why now, it's obviously like wallets assume human review. So I think like with like playing in the agent space, you fully expand this kind of like landscape on a much more broad level, right? From like approvals to like different product, different type of like security guarantee, obviously at the machine speed, right? Similar to how you normally will consume documentation through an agent, you will consume it through the agent, right? From the agent side, right? So you kind of like feed the full context. But the exciting part is on a machine level, and I think it's kind of like a natural way that MetaMask, from mobile to extension, is actually like building a product like MetaMask Agent Wallet to supercharge these use cases, right? Because we are obviously speaking about trade, perps, spot and pred, but there is tons of use case that you can basically like participate between your orchestrator and the execution layer. So that's why, on a kind of like a nutshell, like this is not just a self-custodial wallet for AI agent, but also like there is a fully kind of like limits that you as a user define, right? So bunch of guardrails
Hmm.
and bunch of like specific like limits that you define. So that's exciting.
Yeah. So you said limits, right? I as a user, I don't know a lot about agent rules. Or let's assume, or let me LARP as some like usual developer, right? I don't know anything about agent rules. It's my first time learning about them. So I know that MetaMask is one of the most popular wallets out there. So how is the MetaMask agent wallet different from the normal MetaMask? So I know that you can probably set limits, right? What is beyond that?
I think like if you like let's assume like I would ask this question first to understand what is your like trading flow usually look like if you do pubs on Monad maybe right on the purple or something. What kind how do you kind of go with your flow
Oh
if
yeah,
you can.
I just I just ask my agent to do it for me. Like, oh, so this is a red flag. Don't tell this to Monet security team, but I have a Foundry key store sitting on my computer, and I just ask Cloud Code, sorry, Kimi, because it has a bigger acceptance rate for like risky stuff, and I just ask it to like do stuff, even if it's like for testing purposes. That's what I do. I don't have any guardrails on it, so I'm ready to get drained. Hackers out there, please drain my couple of bucks. So yeah, that's the honest answer.
I think like this is time for you to switch to the MetaMask agent wallet as well. You can like import your the keys and like do it, but yeah, to answer like this thing like what makes it different than the normal MetaMask wallet is like the first thing is the automation, right? Like right now in the MetaMask wallet, if you go you can do pops in prediction market, but it usually is like the manual process of you going and searching what are the predictions to be happening, what are the news happening around the tokens and everything. And I feel like this is something where agents come into the play, and we wanted to make sure that we not expose like private keys of the user or seed phrase of the users to the agent directly. And that was the reason like we came up with the agent wallet, which is a separate itself or self-contained wallet for the agent that they can operate, and do like automations like you as a user would want to do. So like as you mentioned, like you just say your agent to like go and do some basic research and do the trade. So yeah, that's what like set it apart. And we make sure that whatever security policies and security standards that we have in the MetaMask wallet itself are followed in the agent wallet also, and we give it for free. Usually like we do have like $25 standard subscription for like the shield product that we have that protects you from the malicious transaction. But if you're using agent wallet, like you can use all of those features for free, and your any transaction the agent do make sure that that goes to the property security engine that we have to flag any transaction that is malicious. So I think that
Yeah.
should be able to answer the question what is different than the normal extension.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Then if I use MetaMask Agent Wallet, I would be less drainable or like undrainable, right? Is that correct?
And we also like give coverage, right? So if your agent does any malicious transaction and got drains, you can claim up to $10,000.
What?
So we give like
Wait,
free
wait, wait.
protection coverage as
Can you
well.
can you say that again? Can you rephrase? Maybe I can clip this out. This is a good part.
Yeah, so if your agent does any kind of malicious transaction, right, like interacting with a contract that is not safe, we do have like option of like this thing which is called like the shield coverage, where you can claim up to like $10,000 for the losses,
Okay, this is
and you don't
definitely
need to pay
interesting.
anything, right? It's for
Yeah,
free.
this is really interesting, and this is something that I'm seeing for the first time. This could change things in terms of like people handing money to their agents, right? So it's like basically an insurance, but for agents,
Yeah.
right? Amazing, very interesting. I would love to hear more about that. So,
But one
um,
thing, Sport. that I want to mention that Ayush kind of like scan and said a bit was basically like, whenever you do everything with like mobile or extension, right?
Mhm.
You always do it like stuff like, transaction simulation, you check versus like malicious contract. So basically like all these provider are embedded pre-transaction inside the agent wallet. So it's not just that you transact and it's just an execution layer without approvals. Like there is extra step that are done in order to kind of like enhance and cross-check this stuff. So example like blockade, blockade is fully like a thread scanning like thread, even like when is happening around on the agent level. And I think this part is also quite exciting because today, like, there is a lot of like different interaction, not just on the smart contract level, but also like on the addresses level, right? And I think having like triple checks on that part is super important. I think the insurance is also like very interesting, and package like, shield. So all these like services already being provided on the extension and mobile level, being extended to the agent wallet is super exciting, right? But I think at the end of the day, the fact that the agent is not just the execution layer, but is a proposer, a role, right? Is proposing what actually like you are like signing. I think is also like make a lot of like value for the user itself, right? So at the end of the day, you want to make life easier for your orchestrator, but also you want to do it on a security enough level. So I think like also like we have also different strong provider and partners that we're working with, right? And having them leverage their technology included in this new flagship product is super strong value prop for all the user leveraging orchestrator and executing strategies online, right?
Yeah, exactly. MetaMask Agent Wallet is definitely packing so many features. And I like to ask this question now. So, how does the MetaMask Agent Wallet work at a high level?
Oh,
So
I
it's
know.
basically,
Go for it.
yeah, go ahead, Francisco.
No. I know that you were excited about sharing like a demo, Yush. That's why, like, but I think like, yeah, go for it. I think like we definitely want to share also quickly like how you get started and what you can do. But yeah,
Yeah, maybe I can like share my screen. I can walk through the CLI command and I can like explain like what is happening behind the scenes, like while the commands are being executed. So I think that would be a better way to explain things, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, is there a way that I can like tell my or instruct my agent to use MetaMask Agent Wallet? Is there like one command kind of setup somewhere?
You can just simply pass the quick start right to your agent, any kind of agent framework you're using, and it will be able to install and the CLI skills and help you set up. So if you see like it has everything needed to understand, it will also like explain you that okay, what are the two different options and what are the benefits of either of the options that you want to pick up, right? So I would say like the best thing is like go to the docs.metamask.io and you can just go to the agent wallet slash quick start, just pass it to your agent and that's it. It will be able to like configure and everything for yourself.
Nice. Love it. By the way, I like MetaMask Docs. It was one of my like biggest inspirations when I was first dealing with Monet Docs when Monet Docs used Docusaurus. So shout out to the maintainers.
yeah, and important also like a big shout out here to all the Devrel team, right? Like we included so many AI feature inside the docs today. Whenever you're using obviously like you're onboarding into MetaMask Agent Wallet through your orchestrator, but even if you're like, doing any onboarding tooling like MetaMask Connect or embedded wallet, like or even like smart account I use, like literally like you can prep, give context directly to the agent. You can even port all the quick starts directly. There is a full also like LLM search. It is not just keywords, but you can actually like start building directly on the search. It's very cool. There is very nuances that I think like yeah, we've been trying to pioneer also this kind of post AI era inside the DevX experience.
Hell yeah. Let's go. By the way, just a quick question. I want to ask this as a separate question as well. But Ayush, since you're sharing your screen, just one question. if that's okay. What's your
Yeah.
like? Is code your favorite, or are you just using it just because you're demoing something?
No, I think like the Cloud Code is my favorite, and I usually like
Mhm.
kind of I also use the cursor, so I kind of like whatever Cloud. If I want to work on a higher level project or something like that, I kind of work with both of them. Like I ask to write a architecture and then get it reviewed by other agent. So like just to make sure that like it's not like biased and like skewed towards like one thing. So usually that's my workflow, but I usually go first with the Cloud Code.
Oh yeah, thanks. Also, you're not using bypass permissions. Is that your usual
Yeah.
workflow, or is it for demo purposes?
No, no, I don't give. So even if you see right now, right, I'm in a different folder. So even if I give the permissions, it will be limited to the folder and not towards like the whole global settings. So I
Oh yeah,
usually try to contain all of the permissions that I'm giving towards a folder. So
I mean,
just to make
yeah.
sure that if any times it goes rogue, not
yeah.
anything like exposed.
But one thing is that, I mean, this is a good question, Port. I actually tweeted out last week about, are you using auto approvals or not? And a bunch of people actually are using auto approvals on not just one folder level. Like, and was very interesting, like the comments, right? Like, are we going into kind of like electric cars? Are you trusting fully electric cars? Like, of course, I will do auto approval for any repo on the machine level. And I was very, very impressed by by the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bypass permissions Chad. I just don't care what the agent does, but sometimes it is distractive, and I don't do it. By the way, I don't do it on my like work computer. I just do it on a VPS so that the blast radius is very very tiny. But still, when I get a do you want to proceed, or when I see that yes, I get the ick, right? I shouldn't get it. The agent should just do whatever it wants to do without any approval.
Yeah. I think usually it's also like when you have any kind of workflow set up for your agent, you can like customize the allow list in that folder. So like it does not interrupt like the workflows that you want to execute in that folder. So usually I kind of if I want to like say like to bypass everything, I'll limit it to the workflows or particular allow list in that folder.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
All
a
right.
cool
By the
tool.
way, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt here.
Great.
I hope that's okay. By the way, I love asking like some questions about personal preference because we are in the age of AI, and it all boils down to what harness you use, what models you try, and what open source models you download to your work computer. So sorry about the interrupting from the start, and I
No,
actually interrupted Francesco just with
No,
this
no, it's
sentence.
all good.
So please go ahead. I'm terribly sorry that I did this.
No, no, it's all good, Port. No, I just want to say this question that you asked was a really good segue to also how you use the Asian wallet in the first place, right? Like because we have two modes, we have the guard modes and the beast mode, right? That are both like opt-in. I think like Yushi will mention, but
yeah,
in terms of our orchestrator, I think like like everyone started with like OpenClaw and then all my experience evolved with like kind of uh, like most connectors out there slash easiness to use and easiness to maintain memory. And now it's I think like around 3 months that I have like a Francesco intern run through Hermes. And yeah, for now it's really good. And I usually like we're debating this a lot, but I'm definitely testing different like orchestrator right now. But you don't need to over engineer. Like you just need to understand your use case and make sure that you're creating a very specific context for whatever orchestrator you use, right? I think it's most important to actually have these building blocks than rather actually which one you are using in the first place.
Yeah, so just inserting one little question here. You're a Web3 developer just starting to use agentic ways of development, and you are looking to try out MetaMask Agent Wallet. What harness do you use?
I mean, the cool thing is that we're not forcing anyone, right? You can start with like code.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
fully like compatible with any agent framework, right? So Cloud Code, Codex, Cursor, OpenClaw RMS, and you can literally like install any skill on top of it, right? So just go through like your MetaMask CLI and you install the skills also. So, and we're reading a lot of different use case from like building financial primitives like, you know, DCA specific like TA support analysis on top, even stuff like social sentiment. So literally every skills is compatible on that. So I would not force anyone to start with any harness. My always recommendation is like it's most important that you understand what's the architecture that you want to build around your harness, because at the end if doesn't, you know, get, you know, your memory straight, it doesn't share memory between the sub agents. There is a lot of different things, but I think the space is evolving so fast that, you know, if we have this live stream in 2 months, will be like a totally different conversation. But yeah, to go back, I don't know what about you, Ayush, any specific like orchestrator that you are a bigger fan of?
No, I think like I would say like that's the right thing to go forward. Like, what are your use cases for the agent framework? So if you just want to do like use agent wallet for like DeFi trading, where you just do swaps and pubs and does not have an automation, you can do it via any of the Cloud Code, Codex or Cursor, like which are built in. But if you want to like set up your orchestrator, like set up automations and stuff, I would say like you can go with the Open Cloud Hermes, have your own VPS setup, have your own like thing set up so like it can run automations. Because if you want to run automations on the Cloud Code, Codex and stuff, like you need to keep your computer on, which I don't think like you would like to do it for 24 hours always. It keeps on draining the battery. So I think it depends on the use cases. If your use case is automation, I think you can go with like the VPS and set up your Hermes or the OpenClaw agent.
Yeah, all right. By the way, it's great that you're kind of following in a agnostic way so that we can just feed the docs into any agent harness or like any agentic setup and it will be able to make full use of MetaMask agent wallet. I think this is what matters. So we've been staring at your do you want to proceed screen for like 5 minutes here? Sorry for jumping the topics and please take us away.
Yeah, sure, sure. So I think like I forgot the question was. The question was like how does it work on the high level architecture, right? So when you
Yeah.
like, I would say like the agent wallet itself like gives you option to log in via Google or like email, right? So if I go forward and if I click right, it will basically open a dashboard. It will either tell me that whether I wanna like do it via, for example, it gives me option email passwordless or the like email one. I'll choose the Google one here. And once you like basically log in, it will create an project ID for you in our like MetaMask dashboard. As you can see, this is a MetaMask dashboard here. It will create it for you. You copy the token, you go back, you paste it here, and it will be able to log you in. I think the fun thing starts on how it works is after you basically set it up, log in once. So let's wait for it to get login. Hopefully,
Bum, 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 bum. A little bit of waiting music. Bum, 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 bum. That's a long ass token.
yeah.
Huge.
The agent cannot sing yet in the live stream, so you should definitely do it, Port.
Oh yeah. Cloud Code is celebrating for 41 seconds, 42, 43.
Yeah.
Do you also notice Cloud Code getting slower and slower? Like it was so much faster when we had Opus 4.6, right?
I I think like I always try to do live streams and it gets more slower. I feel like that. It's always like more slower when you are doing any live stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I do agree. Like it's getting. I upgraded my Cloud Code like 2 days back. Otherwise, it was always in the 4 point. I think it was 4.6.
Oh yeah. So I had a saying that I shared with the live stream participants previously, and it went like that. Is if there is anything that could wrong on a live stream, it will go wrong on a live
Oh
stream.
yeah.
So yeah, you will fuck up, right? This is how the live stream stuff works. If you are being recorded, you will say the wrong stuff, you will do the wrong stuff, and it will be terrible. These are like three rules of live streaming, and the more fuck ups you have, the better you will get, and you know, you will kind of find a way to not avoid but use those to your advantage. So yes, if anything goes wrong in
So
this live stream, it's because we are in the live stream, and it would work perfectly fine if we are not on camera right now. So viewers, keep that in mind. We are actually perfect beings. We don't do mistakes. It's just because we are on a live stream. Thank you.
I definitely have a
and
long list.
yeah, I think like we did like couple of live streams of the live coding, and we like apparently like got like four issues and like the SDKs and like in the workings which were reported just because we were doing live stream and we faced those issues live during live stream. So we were able to like also triage those and like get those fixed in MetaMask and in the SDKs. So I think the better thing about live stream is also like sometimes you get around the issues which you normally don't, and could be benefited for the company and the
Yeah.
wider audience as well.
Yeah, you turn into a junior developer when you're on live stream.
True. So as you like log in, like you will get your address if you have already logged in. So if you are the first time user, it will ask you to do like M minute as well. So when you're doing the M minute, it basically setting up your account for the first time, and it asks you like two questions, right? Which wallet kind of you want to have? Do you want to have the server wallet, or do you want to bring your own key, right? Now, server wallet is the thing where the things happen. It basically creates a TE wallet for you, right? So the wallet is inside the TE. So if an agent does not have access to that wallet, or it can be exported, it can't even be exported, right? It basically just like anytime agent wallet has been logged in with the server wallet, it will just send that like instructions to the TE to be signed. And since we are in the server wallet, we also like have an option to set up the TE policies, right? So that means that whatever guardrails like Francesco was talking about, right? Like you can set up the guardrail for the outflow policy that your agent can only transfer like X amount of USDC per day, or your agent can only interact with this recipient addresses or can transfer to this addresses. So all those kind of policies like you can set up in the guard mode. And the other mode that we have is the beast mode, right? The beast mode, as the name suggests, is like if you want to run automations without any guardrails of the outflow policy of the recipient address, you can basically use the beast mode to basically run automations without any like any MFA request or interruption. But both of the one like server wallet and beast mode have a thing called malicious transaction flag, right? Which Francesco was again last time talking, like using the blockade, we have like partners which says like, okay, this transaction is malicious. So regardless of which mode you are choosing, either beast mode or the guard mode, you will get flagged if the transaction is malicious, and you will need to approve it on the email or either on the MetaMask mobile that okay, you are approving the agent to do the transaction go forward. And I think one of the things that could be benefited is I think for you, right? You can use the BYOK. So if you have the seed phrase and the mnemonics of your wallet, and if you want to use like agent wallet, you can basically bring the seed phrase in, and it will be able to just pick it up and from where your wallet last stopped. And I think like in general, like it's basically your social logins are tied up to the TE wallet inside the Cubist. And in that like if you choose the guard mode, there are policies that you can set for the TE, and these policies are validated any kind of transaction the agent is trying to do. And behind the scene we also kind of run every transaction through something called a shield, which you can check it up in the extension as well. In the settings there is an option of shield. So the shield is responsible for checking all the simulations are correct or not, whether the transactions the agent is doing is not malicious by using third party providers. And if any transaction is flagged by shield as malicious, it will ask for the MFA approval from the agent, from the user, I mean.
So I just want to ask one question here. I think you mentioned something around the lines of getting mobile notifications for your agent's actions, right? Is
Yeah.
that correct? So
Yes.
imagine this kind of a setup. So I'm big on Raspberry Pis, right? So I have a Raspberry Pi sitting there. So I'm flying out to Belgrade tomorrow. And if I set up a MetaMask agent wallet with whatever agent I have on that Raspberry Pi, and if I kept it running, then I would be able to control it or kind of restrain what it does uh, from my phone, right? Is that correct? Do I get this right?
Not restrained, but like if an agent is trying to do anything outside of the policy that you have already set, right, it will ask for the approval on your MetaMask mobile. If you're
Oh, yeah.
So basically, if you will get notification
Okay.
that agent is trying to do transaction of $200, but you have set the limit of $100 per day. So do you approve to increase the limit to 200 and allow the agent? So that kind of notifications you will be getting. And if the transaction is flagged malicious, you will be again getting notification that agent is trying to do a transaction that was flagged malicious. Do you approve or not? If you don't, if you basically decline it, the basically signing won't happen and transaction won't go through. But if you basically approve the malicious transaction to be gone through, like it will basically sign it regardless and send it to the whatever chain you're using.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So imagine that I had an agent that did some crazy stuff on purple, and when the agent went, if the agent goes downhill, if it does some bad action, or if it kind of tries to, or kind of gets prompt injected and tries to interact with a bad contract, then I would get, hey, this might be a malicious action, decline, or do you want to proceed? Do I get something like that? And
Yes.
I can click reject or accept, and then that is like kind of saving my arse, right?
Yeah. Even like you
Yeah,
can
that's
set up like
perfect.
which where like your agent can transfer the tokens. So usually like the prompt injection tries to transfer the tokens from your account to some other account, right? And we have seen this previously, like with the open claw agents where private key were like stored in, and like the prompt injection one basically transferring tokens to some other random addresses. So like you can also set up like which addresses the agent is allowed to transfer tokens. And if that is not if your agent is trying to do any transaction to an address that is not approved already, it will again like ask you for approval.
Oh shit, that's really cool. Love it. Oh yeah. So
But of course, if you are auto approving everything and you want an auto approval everything experience,
yeah,
yeah, then will be
I
hard. Yeah.
might not read the approval descriptions or like titles. I might just click
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. But that's why, on the other hand, having it flagged is even more important,
Yeah.
right? I think this is super important. A lot of people are just getting either, yeah, socially engineered or just interacting with like malicious contracts. So
So currently if you see, like I'm in the beast mode, right? And the best thing is like you can, if you have the Raspberry Pi or like your frame like agent framework setup, and you have like communication channel either on WhatsApp or on the Telegram, right? You can also instruct your agent to change the like the trading mode from like beast to guard mode. And so if you feel like okay, there is some kind of attacks going on and that you are not feeling right now safe to be in the beast mode, you can just change it to guard mode and it will do it. So
Really
you can
cool.
always like play around. It's not like one time setup. You can obviously like change as per your need.
Yeah, I love how you're doing everything by instructing the agent. That's what I do as well. I like, even if it's just switching a switch, like clicking a button,
I
I
know, right?
don't do it. I tell my agent, hey, please go fetch that API, go log into that CLI and click that button for me. I will create that API key, or like I will do the login flow for that CLI in like 15 clicks, but I won't click that button. I won't just do that one click. You do that for me. So I appreciate you doing that. Thanks for being so agentic.
So
And
this is like currently my guard mode. So if you see my outflow limit is $100, 24 hours. These are the addresses that I can allow
mm,
to like transfer, and these are the allowed chains, right? If like agent is trying to do any interaction with the not allowed chain, it will also like kind of reject.
nice, amazing. By the way, very very good naming. I love the beast mode. That's probably what I would use, just because it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yep. So talking about the MetaMask agent wallet and how cool it is, I see that one chain there that gets my attention on your screen. It's chain ID is 143. I don't know what chain that might be. It could start with an M and end with a D, and it is Monad. So the question is how developers can use MetaMask agent wallet on Monad. So how can a developer watching this live stream, or me, like me, I don't know how to use MetaMask agent wallet, right? How do I use MetaMask agent wallet on Monad? What do I have to do to get my agent wallet from MetaMask on Monad?
I think
And
the flows is the same that we discussed, right? You just log you. The first thing is you can go to the docs. You can
mhm.
share the quick start to your agent, get logged in, select the like wallet mode you want, trading mode you want, either beast or guard. Once you have that, you can like fund your wallet on the monad. Or if you are like bringing in your own key, and if you have like funds on a like other chains, right? I can just say we can like do a swap from like the balance wherever I have to like monad, and then we can see like what you can do with the monad as well. So either you can fund by simply transferring the monad moon or like any token you want on particular addresses on the monad, and it will show up in the balance. Or if you like have funds on any other chain, you can simply say like to do a swap. For example, like I have like PUSD, polymarket USD on polygons. Maybe we can just say and it will try to find a bridge for it and do a bridge for us. So once you like have funds on monad, you can basically try to purchase meme coin or have your own strategies around like the DCA or collecting moon as well.
Oh, sure. This is really cool. So it can bridge on its own as well, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So behind the scenes, like we use like whatever MetaMask API, like whatever MetaMask extension you're using in the as like APIs, we have all the support. And the best thing is like if you don't want to have Moon in your account and you just like play around with the USDC, we do support like the gasless swaps and stuff. So you don't even need to have like Moon. It will be using the USDC directly and do the swaps or purchasing meme coins for you. So we got an error. Hopefully agent will be able to triage that and like fix it.
Lol.
Yeah, at the end, Port, whatever you see here has been also, you're able to execute it both on mobile or extension, right? But you will take longer. You will be not automatized. You are not, you will always need context. And this, everybody that is building like, any trading workflow has access to this, right? So think about technical builders or advanced trader or people literally building workflow day to day for like technical analysis. There is a lot of different things that first you can trigger different like specific like actions, but also the fact that you can start to give context and actually context from different like verticals, from like could be a social sentiment vertical, could be a Reddit vertical, could be even like the sentiment around actually doing a full ETA vertical. So there is a lot of different things. So I think like the appetite that we see right now post general access, and we ran a fully early access program before. The mostly appetite we saw it like for technical trader and advanced trader that are basically like advanced builders. And we see that approach also when whales are also like running very specific strategies. So, and there is a lot of different kind of like features and direction that we're currently investigating. So if anybody has any idea, feel free to reach out.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Thanks.
I
Oh,
think you
sorry,
can
Ayush.
see on the screen, right? Like we got like different codes from from the CLI. Now agent is like asking you like, okay, what route you want to take. You want to either go with the relay
Mhm.
which the agent is saying is recommended, or do you want to go with the Li-Fi router, and then it will take the Mayan provider, and you can also see all of the timings, and it will ask you like which route you want to take. So we can just simply select relay, and that's it. Like,
Swap execute. That's very cool. That sounds like you're doing some very cool stuff. Swap execute. Get all my money onto Monad. That's amazing.
and I think you can see this, right? This has also like flagged two things, that you are in the guard mode with an allow list of three addresses. The bridge
Yeah.
contract isn't obviously one of them, so the policy check may reject this. So that means I might get an like MFA approval that I need to do. I can check my
Yeah.
email.
I don't think I will ever use guard mode. I'll just use beast mode. That's how I roll
We assume
basically.
that after the auto approval, we assume the beast mode was the better suit. Yeah,
Yeah, I should have stick
makes
to the
sense.
guard like to the beast mode, but yeah, let's see like when it like we can like move forward and then come back to later once it is like
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but I mean, also with like, I think it's very clear that there are beast mode and beast modes, right? There is tons of like different kind of like style, and also I want to make sure that people understand, like, also even on beast mode, we have full simulation, transaction simulation. You have the blockade thread scan already on. Like for example, 2FA, what Ayush mentioned, also like a fully like flagged. So you have all the malicious transaction also like on. So it's not just beast mode per se, right? It's basically like yeah, have still a lot of like different security primitives embedded in this.
Heck yeah. So I'm kind of connecting this to my next question. Uh, what use cases are you most excited about? Like let's go first with Francisco here. What use cases do you want to see?
I mean, obviously, I'm a bit kind of like biased. I definitely see a lot of like like heavy context trading use case. I think actually like we run different stuff around the office hours, right? But and we probably want to divide the use case by different products. There are use case around spot, different use case around prediction markets, around perps. Also depending on the use case. If you're even outside trading, you can think about um, starting to automatize things around everything payment, right? From like agent e-commerce to kind of like travel specific like bookings. I think this was one of your like really good one, Ayusha. But I think like keeping really like things to basic, like for example for spot, I would like encourage people that want to like do proper like DCA, so dollar cost averaging. If you think about specific auto rebalancing, we see also different partners that leverage the MetaMask agent wallet for like liquidity pool rebalancing, auto rebalancing, portfolio rebalancing. I'm thinking about also like big on-chain addresses with like different like heavy portfolios. So they want to actually have an auto rebalancing target. So kind of when you start to trim. So I think like these are the most things. I don't want to like tell all the use case. I think like on perps, you are also very excited, Ayush, around the copy trading. But what else on perps, for example, you can do? There is tons of these use cases that we see people are excited about.
I think
Yeah,
like
hell
one of my favorite use cases is the copy trading, because like you don't
Yeah.
need to worry about anything. You know agent or a trader that is like doing already good. You can see their like portfolio on the hyperliquid leaderboard, or like whichever you prefer, right? Or in the prediction market, and then you just need to basically go and say that okay, copy this address and use like 10% of whatever my portfolio to do the trades that the trader is
oh
making. And
yeah,
that like that's my one of the favorite use cases that you can do with agentic trading. The second one would be like finding the meme coins, because the funny thing about the meme coin is that you are always too late in the train,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
it's like finding the news on the X and stuff, and then able to do it it should be like pretty good.
And I
yeah.
think the
Like
meme, yeah, sorry, go for it, Port.
Oh yeah, please go ahead. I have interrupted you enough times in
No,
this
no,
stream. Sorry.
I
Please,
just want to
word
say,
is
like
yours.
Ayush on meme coin, right? I think like the powerful thing is not just meme coin discovery or pricing discovery. I think like the fact that you can cross check around specific like use case. Like for example, whenever you find an interesting kind of play, cross and double check with like a positive sentiment on crypto Twitter or whatever, right? I think this is very important that you will do it manually, right? Or you will build some kind of like an innate workflow. But the fact that you can automatize this, including like different skills, you can even like build it from scratch yourself, I think is very powerful. So that's the one. But go for a report.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say this use case that I will probably do someday when I have some free time to do some cool stuff. So imagine that I use MetaMask Agent Wallet on Monad and I do what? I do some Morpho Walls or something. I could say to my agent like, "Hey, I stole this idea by from Ayush, by the way. Use 10% of what I have to find the best traders on Monad doing some stuff on Purple and just do what they're doing. And the agent, being the agent that it is, will be able to like find who is the most successful and just copy them. And I think this will be a great use case because you're giving it a percentage and it's thinking on itself. So I don't have to be like I could be on a live stream and my agent could be like thinking about this stuff and analyzing walls right there. And it would be able to do these on my approval and within the limits that I said. I think this is really powerful. At least that is what I think is the ideal thing for me given any agentic wallet setup. So that's one use case that I'm really excited about. By the way, since we are closing in on the hour, so I think it's a good time to wrap things up. And my wrap things up question, everything is a question, sorry, is this. So I asked the same question to everyone at the end of a stream, right? What is your call to action here? What do you want people to do after listening to you?
You want to take that, Francesco, and maybe, or I
Mm.
can also take
I
that.
mean, CTA. I mean, yeah, I think like embed, yeah, build automation around your current kind of like experiences, right? Whatever you're doing right now, you can optimize. And if you're actually going down the route of optimizing specific use case, I think having an execution layer that is stable and is automation heavy, I think it's could be very powerful for you, right? So I will not say the word, but definitely like in I would suggest everyone to check it out.
Yeah, and while like everyone is trying out the agent wallet and the automations, I would also like to like feel free to reach out to me or Francesco, and we would like to know like your use cases that we don't support as of now, right? Like we would like I feel like agentic trading is pretty early, and there are like a lot of scopes to be improved. People might not trust the agent to manage their funds and stuff. So what are the reasons why they are not able to trust the agent? Is it like not able to execute strategies properly or not? So all those kind of like if you have like any opinions on that as well, like feel free to reach out to us. We would like more than happy to have those information and insights from you.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I think this is strong.
So
Um, I think one things I want to also mention is I mean, we are in a frontier tech industry, right? Obviously, like we are testing things, but obviously, when you are getting serious, you want to have proper infrastructure, right? And I think one things I wrote down, and it's still not a tweet, maybe will be, but like the question definitely that you should ask yourself is not whether whatever agents can hold, wallets, but is whether those wallets can enforce guardrails at machine speed, right? So I think at the end we are trying to kind of like target unlimited financial authority, and how to do that is with specific RLAs, but also having execution layers that are efficient. And these need to be embedded in your day-to-day use case and work stream, right? I think this is important.
yes, sir. So let me wrap all up, right? So if you are a developer and you're looking out to using agents in Web3 on chain, right? MetaMask Agent Wallet is one of the things that you must use, or you must at least give a try, right? So go out there, go to MetaMask docs, scan the QR code we have, or look at the post in Monet Dev attached to this live stream, and find Francesco's and Ayush's Twitter accounts and give them a follow. If you have any questions about MetaMask Agent Wallet, you can ask directly to them. So go out there, try it out, and if you have any feedback, reach out to them. They're more than willing to help here. So thank you to for joining to this live stream here with me today, and it was amazing to have you here. And this live stream, though it's weekly, won't be happening next week, so don't tune in to us. I won't have any cool guests next week, and the week after that one, we're gonna be changing into daily live streams for something.
Ooh,
So yeah, keep that in mind. By the way, I love to have you again, even if it's a smaller segment, because we have something called, you probably know it, right? So yeah, let's talk about that later somewhere private, not in front of the public in a live stream. Anyways,
no
thanks for
one is
joining
hearing us.
us.
What do you mean, Port?
Huh?
No one is hearing us.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, I might just remove the filter as well, right? You're
Yeah, no, but big
you
pleasure,
trick him.
Port. It was great to chat with Lobster Port. It was great.
Yes,
We're looking forward
yeah.
to meet IRL.
I wish I could like get someone to produce this as a helmet, or like as something I can wear daily, but that would be a bit weird, right? Anyways, I'll be in Belgrade for like 10 days starting from tomorrow. So if anyone watching this live stream is in Belgrade, let's grab some coffee or beer and let's chat. Ask me anything about Monet, ask me anything about how to get into Francesco's or Irish DMs. And yeah, I'll see you all sometime in 2 weeks. Thanks.
Thanks, Port. Thanks, Ayush. See you guys.
So
Bye
much.
bye.
Ending the stream in 3,